The Israelites were a band of Bedouin traders, largely marked by their particular zealousness when it came to the pursuit of trade. In other words, most of them engaged in acts of robbery, and they were led by a bandit chief by the name of David. They epitomised the mentality of the new trading ideology, and it was only natural that their religious beliefs reflected such an outlook, a trading outlook. Being a nomadic people, the Israelites had no experience of industry and art. As a result, they didn't possess the fetishes which earlier religions had worshipped as gods. They didn't know how to make them. The Israelite God was a monotheistic entity, because only such an entity could be conceived of by people who were always moving around. You had to have an omnipresent God, because you couldn't take fetishes with you, because they couldn't make them, and you had to have something that was permanently there. The myth of God was invented by humans, of course, to explain the numerous factors in our environment which they could not understand. And with different social environments, different types of God emerged. So the fetish gods of the peasant farmers and the producers was bound to be different from that of the merchant God of the Israelites. Judaistic morality was the first ever trading morality. It was the first ever morality based upon private property. Its values conflicted with the pagan values of the non-mercantile faiths which preceded it. In a brilliant passage of historical materialism, Kautsky explained why this is so, why it was that the merchant necessarily thought in different ways from the producer. This is in The Foundations of Christianity, and Edwin Walters is going to read it.
The producer, peasant, craftsman, artist, is interested in the particular nature of his work, the particular nature of the stuff he has to work on, and he will increase the productivity of his labour power in the measure that he specialises his labour. His specific work ties him down to a specific place, to his land or his workshop. The determinativeness of the work which occupies him thus produces a certain narrowness in his way of thinking. It may well be that smiths, carpenters and shoemakers are skilled in their trades, said Socrates in the 5th century BC. But most of them are slavish souls. They do not know what is beautiful, good and just. The same opinion was expressed by the Jew Jesus, son of Sirach, about 200 BC. Useful as crafts are, he holds, the craftsman is useless in politics, jurisprudence, or the dissemination of moral education. Only the machine makes it possible for the mass of the working class to rise above this narrowness. But it is only elimination of capitalist commodity production that will create the conditions under which the machine can fully fulfill its noble mission of freeing the labouring masses. The activity of the merchant, on the other hand, has quite a different effect on him. He need not confine himself to the knowledge of a specific branch of production in a specific locality. The wider his view, the more branches of production he takes in, the more regions with their special needs and conditions of production, the sooner he will find out which commodities it is most profitable to deal in at a given time. The sooner he will find the markets where he can buy most profitably, and those in which he can sell most profitably. For all the diversity of products and markets he is involved in, basically his interest is only in the relationship of prices. That is, the relationships of various quantities of abstract human labour. That is, of abstract numerical relationships. The more trade develops, the more buying and selling are separate in space and time, the greater the differences of the coins and coinages the merchant has to deal with, the further apart the acts of selling and payment are, and systems of credit and interest develop, the more complex and diversified these numerical relationships become. Thus trade must develop mathematical thinking, and along with that, abstract thinking. As trade broadens horizons beyond local and professional narrow-mindedness, and opens up to the merchant knowledge of the most widely differing climates and soils, stages of culture and modes of production, it stimulates him to comparisons, enables him to see what is general in the mass of particulars, what is regular in the mass of fortuities, what always repeats itself under given conditions. In this way, as well as by mathematical thinking, the power of abstraction is highly developed, while handicrafts and art develop the sense for the concrete, but also for the superficial aspects, rather than the essence of things. It is not the productive activities like agriculture and handicrafts, but unproductive trade that forms those mental capacities that constitute the basis of scientific research.
So, Judaism tended to be a different kind of philosophy. It was a different kind of religious belief. It tended to deal in generalities rather than rituals and fetishism. It tended to deal in things changing, in values, in prices, in spatial differences, in geography. Judaism became a trading outlook, a world outlook, rather than a localized farming production outlook. And it's in this sense, and I should stress this sense only, that Marx correctly stated that Judaism expresses, more than any other body of ideas, the spirit of commercialism. There's been a lot of nonsense spoken, not only about that comment, but about that work written by Marx on the Jewish question, assuming that he was in some ways anti-Semitic or attempting to attack the character of Jewish people. What he was arguing was that Judaism as a historical force was a force created by the new trading outlook. But the position of the Israelites in Palestine was a very precarious one. It was dangerous. They were surrounded by pagan powers which were constantly threatening to overwhelm them. Their trading activities annoyed the pagan ruling class of the imperial neighbours because they regarded trade as an unseemly occupation. Being surrounded, the Israelites developed a national and a religious chauvinism which gave Judaism a particular characteristic. The Israelites began to argue that their God was better than all the other gods, that all of the other gods were in fact mere fetishes, false idols, not real gods, that they had been chosen by their God as an advanced people to bring trade and values into the world, that Judaism was not just willing to compete with pagan faiths, but would subsume them, would become the monopoly religion. The first destruction of Jerusalem by Nebuchadnezzar, the king of the Babylonians, in the 7th century BC, led to the exile of the Jews from Palestine. Between then and 530 BC, when Cyrus allowed the Babylonian Jews to return to Palestine, Jews settled in all of the surrounding lands. The Jews tended to settle in the major commercial areas because trade was their way of thinking, it was their way of practice. First, they went to Alexandria, and then, when it became the most significant city in the world with the growth of an empire around it, they settled in Rome. In his book entitled The Provinces of the Roman Empire, Mommsen's comments that it was almost as much a city of the Jews as of the Greeks. The Alexandrian Jews must have been at least equal to those of Jerusalem in number, wealth, intelligence, and organisation. In the first imperial era, it was estimated that there were 1 million Jews in Alexandria to 8 million Egyptians, and their influence was greater than would be represented by this ratio. The Jewish traders in the Greek and Roman empires were regarded as a prestigious commercial class. People looked up to them. They had a scientific outlook. They had an ability to bring commodities into the marketplace, which previously had not existed there. Needless to say, their trading morality became of interest also. In the 3rd century BC, hundreds of Jewish documents were translated from Hebrew into Greek. From then onwards, the Jewish morality won numerous converts amongst the Greeks. Incidentally, even the Jews who were in Palestine then stopped speaking and writing in Hebrew and changed to the language of their surrounding neighbours, which was Aramaic. The second way in which the Jews won converts was through war. It was a precedent in that in the ancient world it had never been the case that a conquering people would impose their ideology on the conquered. In the past, when one pagan religion conquered the tribe of another pagan religion, people would be allowed to carry on their old religious beliefs. For the Jews, this had two advantages. Firstly, military success led to more converts to the cause of Judaism. For the first time, they could win in battle, enabling them to impose their religion, to make it grow as they believed it should.